Hello, ho, ho, potato, and Merry Christmas. Unless, of course, you don't celebrate Christmas, in which case, I guess, Happy Sunday. Although, I would like you to let me know in the comments below why you've opted to watch a video with Christmas tacos in the title if you have no interest in Christmas. But for those of us who do celebrate Christmas, or at least acknowledge its existence, it is Christmas Day. I hope you all got everything that you wanted. You probably didn't, because it is human nature to want things we just cannot have. But I hope you are satisfied with what you received anyways. Now, normally today's video would be all about the Christmas tacos. But this year, since we have the Droid Factory calendar here from Star Wars, we've been thrown a little bit of a curveball in that this calendar has a 25th day. If you've watched the rest of this playlist, this is the last part of the playlist, so go back and watch the first part if you haven't. But if you've been watching the rest of this all month long, I've commented before that this has 25 days, and arguably it really shouldn't, because Chopper here, these little arms, the little caster wheel, and that little antenna, those shouldn't have been separate days. Those should have been one day, and then whatever's behind today's door should have been in day 24. But that is what that is. But that means we have some stuff to do today that we normally don't do on Christmas Day, which is the final comparison between our calendars, our LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy and our Star Wars Droid Factory. Now, it's pretty clear, as disappointing as some of the days in Droid Factory have been, overall, I think they're a winner. I mean, you'd have to have something really, really annoying behind door 25 there to make me change my mind and say LEGO wins. But that doesn't mean that LEGO isn't a great calendar. I still don't think it's as good as last year's Avengers calendar, but I do like that I've got 6 minifigures out of it, 2 of which will be permanent additions to the Holiday Village, and Groot here, who will probably cycle in and out of the village each year because he's got his lovely little Christmas tree back gear on, which was itself kind of annoying in that it was its own day. But yes, so before we can do the Christmas tacos, we have to finish the Adventure and open day 25. So here's what day 1 through 24 got us. We got like a mistletoe elf, mistletoe droid, elf droid, nutcracker droid, a kind of just random silver and blue and white BB unit, and a sort of Christmassy Chopper style robot who, again, I like the figure. I don't have any like this. I just wish it had been presented a little bit differently. But it all comes down to today, day 25, Christmas Day. What has Santa Droid brought us to finish off our first ever Star Wars Droid Factory Advent calendar? It's a big drawer, so I'm guessing it's not going to be just like a mouse droid. I'm suspecting it's going to be a gonk droid now that I'm feeling it. But depending, that could be not a bad thing. I mean, there's gonk droids pictured on here. For this mouse droid is pictured on here too, and there weren't any of those in it. And yep, it is a gonk droid, which is wrapped up like a little package. That's actually really... Oh, and it does come apart. So it is still sort of Droid Factory-ish in that the top comes off. So I guess if you had other Droid Factory gonk droids, you could swap the bits around. How does it go back on? There we go. And also cool is the legs are actually articulated, such as a gonk droid can be, which, certainly better than the gonk droid I had when I was a kid. That one didn't have any articulation at all. So I kind of had a suspicion that might be what... I didn't think we'd get a full, like, astromech unit. But there's our final complete Droid Factory lineup. And yeah, as much as... I mean, I like LEGO. I will probably buy the Marvel calendar next year, whatever it ends up being, assuming there is one. But I would not automatically say no to doing another year of Droid Factory. Maybe not on a video. Just as a surprise, I do actually have an advent calendar I do not part of the video. But I might consider getting it just for like my own personally. So can we put the elf hat on him? We can put the elf hat on them. Just about. No, we can't. There's a hole there, but it's not the same size as the hole. But that's disappointing. To be fair, the hat doesn't really go on this droid very well either. It's been a few days, but I think I've forgotten that was probably a pain to put on there too. Because that was our second droid. That was way back in like around days like 7 through 12. Yep, that's our Droid Factory. There's our Lego over there. And yeah, I am going to give the month to the Droid Factory because the annoyances with this guy aside, these are actually quite nice. If you're playing with the old like Kenner style, Kenner size, Kenner scale figures, these actually are about the right scale for them, which is also nice because it gives you more droids. I mean, they're admittedly, for the most part, kind of Christmas exclusive droids, but they're there. So yes, I'm quite pleased with that. And yes, Droid Factory does win the Advent calendars. So we can now thank this box for its service and carefully extract it so we can get on to the main business of the day, which means we need to move over Deadpool on a deer here. Needs to be a little more centered. And we've also, guarding the drinks trolley, we do have the spirit of Christmas yet to come. And he's even brought his nephew, a little Reaper in training, because today is really all about one thing, the reason for the season, the whole point of having Christmas at all, Christmas tacos. Yes, naturally, of course, they are Jack in the Box tacos because Jack in the Box is open, not because they sponsor me or anything. Although, hey, Jack, if you want to give me free tacos on Christmas, I would not say no. But I will say with the caveat, I'd get Jim Boys if they were open. So yes, we got our Christmas tacos, and just to make it a little interesting, because I think last year we tried against Del Taco, and I think the year before that we tried the Burger King tacos. This year, I decided we're going to try a new sauce. The Reaper. It is habanero, ghost pepper, carrot, white vinegar, white onion, lime juice, canola vegetable oil, capsicum, oleoricin, salt, garlic, citric acid, and xanthan gum. So I couldn't find, I wanted to try to find a holiday themed hot sauce, and I was not able to. So instead I went with one that looked the most like our wonderful Ghost of Christmas Future there. But there is still one more thing I want to do before we do that, and that is summon the spirits one more time. There's a couple things I said I wanted to try during the life of the series, and today we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try combining the Largo Bay Apple Rum and the Hillington Reserve Salted Caramel Whiskey to kind of make like a caramel apple sort of thing. Or should I do the vodka? I think we'll do the vodka because it's not salted. We'll do the apple spiced rum and the vodka, the caramel vodka, and then we'll also, on the Jack Daniel's side of things, do the Tennessee apple and the Tennessee fire. Do kind of like an apple pie, cinnamon, and apple sort of thing. And the camera's even a little high, isn't it? Let me fix that. That's marginally better. All right, so let's do our Jack Daniel's first. So we'll pour in some Tennessee apple whiskey and some cinnamon spice Tennessee fire whiskey. And let's see how they smell together. I smell the apple. I don't really smell the cinnamon. I think I poured in about equal measures of each, though. Yeah, I smell maybe a little bit of the cinnamon, but predominantly the whiskey. But all right, down the hatch. You know, I probably should have put maybe 2 parts of apple to 1 part of cinnamon, because the cinnamon flavor just kind of dominates. The apple, I guess, wasn't that strong to begin with, and I don't think it was. So that didn't really. Let's try. Almost done with this bottle. I know you're supposed to, like, it's like a single shot. You're not supposed to make multiple drinks out of it. But let's try putting in just a little bit less of the cinnamon. Just maybe that much. All right. All right, let's try again with more apple and less cinnamon. Down the hatch. It does smell more appley. Like, it smelled appley to begin with, but it smells more appley. It smells more appley. I don't get a hint of cinnamon at all now. So I'm thinking we're gonna get a better balance of flavor. Let's find out. Down the hatch. Yeah, that is more than what I was envisioning there. Definitely got the apple flavor more. The cinnamon was more undertone. Still doesn't taste like an apple pie though. So that's kind of a fail there. But it's not unpleasant. Now we're going to try a caramel apple with rum and vodka. So pour some of the apple rum in. And then again, we're going to try to do like equal measures, more or less. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And then some of the vodka. And see if we get like a caramel apple thing. How's that smell? Very caramelly. I think I'm gonna have overpowered the apple again, but let's try it. Down the hatch. Yeah, again, the apple flavor is kind of overpowered. I think these apple ones just aren't on their own as flavorful as other flavors. The apple flavor is just not strong enough. So try with a little less caramel this time. Because I want to actually taste that apple. I mean, I guess to be fair, when you bite into like a caramel apple, that apple is not the dominant flavor there, usually, at least not on your first bite. All right, let's try again. Much better, much more like what I was going for there. So yeah, that's just a thing I wanted to try. Where you were up, I think you were there, you were there. Yep, just want to try. Have a little more holiday spirit by combining some stuff. Not a total success, but well, I wonder, since we only have a little bit of the apple left, you know, people dip peanut butter into apples, or dip apples into peanut butter. So let's try a little peanut butter whiskey with a little apple whiskey. Then we can just finish off the apple whiskey. There we go. That's a dead one. You go over there with the ghosts. All right. Yeah, I smell both peanut butter and apple, so that's a good sign. Let's try it. Well, all I really tasted there was the peanut butter whiskey. I can smell the apple when I sniffed it in the glass, but couldn't taste it. But it was worth a try to get into the holiday spirit, and I really do like that peanut butter whiskey. All right, so on to the meat, so to speak, of the day, the Christmas tacos. And they really should be like kind of the cheapest, crummiest fast food tacos you can get. And I never checked to see if Taco Bell's open, because I mean, they are, I think, actually admittedly cheaper, but there's something special. If you've never had a Jack in the Box taco, you should, if you have the opportunity to do so, give one a try. They are a very special and unique thing. They're like deep fried. They've got, I mean, the meat in them looks like dog food as much as anything else. Usually the cheese, if there isn't, I don't actually see cheese in this. Maybe it's in the Monster ones. But the cheese is just like a slice of American cheese they would put on the burger. And some lettuce, and it's amazingly good for as bad as it looks. It's got a nice crunch to it, it's got a good flavor to it. But we're gonna add the Reaper to it. So let's take off his fancy dress costume here. Oh, it's just a little mask. He's actually like No-Face the hot sauce. All right, let's crack this open. Yeah, there was another one there that was called the. I figured, with a name like the Reaper, it would have Carolina Reaper in it, but no, it's habanero and ghost chili, which I think I can take. Carolina Reaper, I think, is definitely pushing my boundaries. I don't think this will. Habanero doesn't usually bother me much, and ghost chili is the second thing, not the first, so I'm not too worried about it. If you hear that crinkling noise, that's me trying to get the cap out of the seal. The seal didn't really do its job, and the cap just came off with the cap. All right, let's give it a sniff. Well, actually, it smells quite good. Smells a little vinegary, but I think I really smell the habanero in there. It's a very nice smell. The Carolina Reapers, I think, about crosses back and forth over my limit, depending on how much is in there. But habanero and ghost chili, I feel pretty safe with, because it's important to get a sauce that actually has like a good flavor. They make those ones like 100% pain, I think, is one where the whole point is just to hurt yourself, and I don't know why you'd. I don't want a sauce that's just there to make me regret my life choices. I regret my life choices enough without sauce. So let's put some on the taco. And I'm only gonna put it on the end here, because just in case it is awful, because these really are my Christmas tacos, and I don't want to render them inedible. And also, these aren't all mine. If you see that there's like 8 on this plate, they're not all for me. I'm not gonna eat 8 tacos. I think that actually would be potentially hazardous. All right, here it is, the pinnacle of Christmas Day, the Christmas taco, the first bite of the Christmas taco with the Reaper sauce. Decent flavor, a little sharp. Here comes the heat. Yeah, quite hot. It's not intolerable for me, but I would want to be careful about getting it on my lips, because I feel like if there's any cuts or anything on my lips, I would get a sore from eating that on it. Yeah, it's got a nice burn on the tongue. I maybe used a little much just because the flavor is maybe a little vinegary, a little sharp, but it did kind of override the flavor of the taco a bit. So maybe let's try a bite with a little bit less. So we get that heat and a little flavor, but not overpoweringly so. Just a couple drops there. Need the meat. There's the cheese. That's good. I mean, it's maybe not ideal as a taco sauce, but it's got a decent enough flavor to it. I don't know that I could use a lot of it. I think I would probably use this to maybe mix into other things. Because while it's not intolerably hot, I feel like if I put this on multiple tacos, I would get to a point where it would just start to be painful to eat. My tongue is burning quite well right now. I think I am starting to sweat, but that also could be because the void space is not well ventilated and the door is closed and the lights are on. But it's good. I like the sauce. Probably put it more on the rest of this taco. Probably will just use taco sauce on the others, but I wanted something special to go with our Christmas tacos. And that's it. That ends our Guardians of the Droid Factory adventure for this year. Next year it'll be something else. I'm sure it won't be Guardians of the Droid Factory, because Marvel will probably be something totally different. And who knows if there'll be another Droid Factory calendar or not. But there will always be Christmas tacos. I hope you've enjoyed this journey. I hope you have found it interesting and entertaining. I hope you've liked and subscribed. Preferably liked each of the videos. You probably haven't. Nobody ever does. Which is legitimately understandable. But assuming you're watching this on Christmas Day, it's still time to get your own Christmas tacos if you don't have some already. And while you eat those, be thankful for what you do have instead of being upset for what you don't. So I do, one last time in this series, thank you for watching. And while I won't see you tomorrow with a new adventure video, I will see you for the next 11 months with varying other videos of varying other things. And then next December, we can meet back together again for another adventure. So thank you for watching, Merry Christmas, and I will see you in the next video.